Hey, this is Jamey from Stonemaier Games, and today I'm going to talk about my favorite mechanism in the dexterity kind of filler game, Drop It. Here is what Drop It looks like. I got to play it very recently. I played it twice in a row, I believe, because I really enjoyed it. I was delighted by how much fun this game was, especially when you don't want to put a lot of thought into the game, even though there are great decisions to make in this game. Basically, the core idea is you have this window here, this panel. It's a I think plastic plexiglass panel with a slot in between. And so on your turn, you're going to choose one of your shapes of your color, and you are going to drop it down. As you can see this hand doing right here, you're going to drop it down into this slot in the hopes that it falls in such a way that it doesn't touch the same color, whether it's the same color shape, or you can see on the sidebars here, in fact, you can better see it in this photo, sidebars, their colors here. So you don't want to touch the same color or the same shape. That's the only thing. And if you do that, if you pull that off, if it doesn't touch the same color or the same shape, then you get to score for that tile that you dropped. So there's a great choice here. You're deciding which tile do you choose and where do you try to drop it? Where do you actually physically try to drop it? But and so you have a lot of agency, but not perfect agency, because you never know exactly what's going to happen when this thing drops and when it hits these other tokens. But the coolest thing related to all that I really, really thought was awesome was that the points escalate as you go up. So you look at, so if you drop it, so let's use this as an example. So this person is dropping his little blue triangle, his or her blue triangle into here, and it's probably going to land not touching a blue or a triangle above this line right here. And this whole area is scored, I believe that's the 1, 2, 3, 4, that's the 5-point area. And so since this triangle will be in that area, that's the highest points area it'll be in, you'll gain 5 points from it. So it's either 5 or 0 points. That's it. Doesn't matter the size of the shape or anything like that. All that matters is that it meets those rules that I mentioned and that it crosses that line, 5 points. And so as the game, as you're playing the game, as you're essentially getting better at the game, but it's also getting harder because there are more shapes and tiles and colors in here, the points go up. They go from 1 to 8. And this sense of escalation feels really, really good. Because early in the game, you can mess up. You can not score many points. But late in the game, you're scoring 5, 6, 7, 8 points for every token that you drop really, really well. And so the game naturally has a sense of progression. It scales up. You feel like you have a chance to win no matter what time it is in the game. Especially since you know that any other player could probably mess up at any time. So even though every player could do perfectly well, and then you can never catch up if you fall behind, it's probably not going to happen. Players are probably going to mess up at a certain point. I really like that. It's such a simple mechanism to add this scaling points as you move up, as you ascend, but really, really cleverly done. And I look forward to playing this, in particular, at other conventions in the future. I think this is a great little light game to play at a convention when you just want to turn your brain off for a little while, but still make some fun, engaging, interesting choices. Drop It does that really well. Let me know in the comments below if you can think of another game that reminds you of Drop It, or if you have another favorite mechanism in Drop It itself. Thanks.